Hello, and welcome to this first ever introductory episode of A Fit Enable Life. I'm Travis Ray-Colopy. I'm Fit Enable's executive director, and I'm going to be the show's moderator. So you're going to hear me introduce the episode and give you all the details at the end for downloads, things that we referred to, and all the links you might want.
And hello, I'm Elisa Ray-Colopy. I'm the founder and the president of Fit Enable Productions, Inc.
And in a few minutes, I'd like to tell you more about Fit Enable's new podcast. But first, for those of you who are not already familiar with Fit Enable, we'd like to give you an introduction to our organization. So I'm going to turn it over to Elisa, who, by the way, if you don't know, is my mom. And she's going to, as the founder and president of Fit Enable, she's going to give you a little bit of background on what Fit Enable's history is. So please tell us about Fit Enable.
All right. Well, most people think that Fit Enable just started about 20 years ago, but actually it started back in the early 80s in Houston, Texas, where I was an administrator of the Houston Community College and a student at the School of Public Health at the University of Texas Health Science Center. And I was one of the first people in public health to get interested in physical fitness for anybody, adults, kids, elderly. And I did programming through the Houston Community College and through the University of Texas to provide physical fitness opportunities to the staff, students, etc. From there, we started, my husband and I, Mike, started jokingly calling us Fit Enable. And so from there, it was launched. We did books at that time with fitness instructions, and we actually did videotapes of exercise instruction before Jane Fonda. So that was a lot of fun, and those were distributed to the many campuses of the Houston Community College. When we moved to North Carolina in 1996, that was the year that the CDC published its results of the fitness of the children of the nation, and North Carolina was 49th of 49 reporting states, and that very much alarmed me because I was bringing my young sons into North Carolina. And I got involved with the Wake County Council on Physical Fitness and the Governor's Council on Physical Fitness. Through those organizations, I met the wonderful people from the Cary YMCA who brought me in to revamp their middle school fitness programming. And I was delighted to do so as long as I could use my passions for fitness, which were running, marathoning, and triathlons, and they gladly let me do that. So in 97, we launched running and youth triathlon programs at the Cary Family Y. With that, there are not many youth events for kids to practice their skills, their new skills. And so the Y agreed in 1998, to stage a youth triathlon. And for those of you that live in Cary, that was before Cary Parkway became a state route. So they actually closed part of Cary Parkway for the kids to bike on that section of what is now considered a highway. From there, the youth events were really expensive to stage and didn't make much money. And the YMCA said, we'll continue to support you in your endeavors, but you're going to have to stage the races yourself. And so we formed Fit Enable Productions, Inc. And from there, we took off. We continued to work very closely with the YMCA in the town of Cary, providing youth fitness activities and coaching programs. Our team at the Cary YMCA grew to be almost 70, 80 kids. And we staged events which were really well received. And we had summer camps which were absolutely packed for triathlon. In the year 2000, I was selected by the U.S. Olympic Committee as Developmental Coach of the Year for triathlon. And it was a great honor. But from that, people asked me, why do I not coach adults? And I said, well, because I'm really just interested in coaching kids. And they said that was ageism. And so I jokingly said, okay, well, offer a triathlon team at the YMCA, and we'll see what happens with that, thinking that only a few people would show up and not meet the quota for a program. And I walked in, and to my surprise, there were over 40 people in this very small room waiting to find out how to swim, bike, and run to personal success in triathlon. After that, the AARP asked me to serve as their North Carolina coach and race director for their Triumph series. And that again made Just Fit and Able even bigger and better. From there, we've done a lot of different things, and it's basically been coaching novice athletes, some experienced athletes, but primarily novice athletes, and getting them moving and having them love it. Our biggest successes are from athletes that started with us years ago and are still doing triathlons, still doing road races. About 3 years ago, I guess, Travis joined Fit and Able and has taken it to remarkable new places in terms of providing race services to nonprofit organizations and a few for-profit organizations. We stage triathlons and road races. We work with wonderful organizations like the North Carolina Senior Games, the local Rotary clubs. We work with the YMCA, the Triangle Aquatic Center, the Cary Town Center, the Town of Cary. We have wonderful community partners. We stage track events at we stage the Pegasus Relays at the Cary Academy track. So it's really grown into a very comprehensive health and wellness company.
Yeah.
And most recently, Travis felt that we could reach more people through these podcasts. And I have to agree, it's a great opportunity for us to reach out and share what we know and bring in other people that we know in the community that have a lot to share as well.
So this is really us expanding our programs beyond Cary for the first time.
Yes.
I guess some might have not only listeners around the country, but maybe even around the world one day. So that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be very cool.
But so yeah, it brings us back to what this whole podcast is about, and it's not really just a podcast. It's really, this is our Fit and Able podcast network, because a Fit and Able Life is just the flagship show of this network, and because Fit and Able is so multifaceted with how we approach athletics, health, wellness, and with our activities, teams, and events, we're going to be doing shows that kind of focus on each one of those facets of our operation and what we try to offer the community. So first, now we have the Fit and Able Life, which is going to be a general show about health and wellness and fitness. We're going to talk to some experts. We're going to hear some inspiring stories from people who have gone through some pretty miraculous lifestyle and, health changes. And then, the other shows, we're going to have a Fit and Able Kids. It's going to be kid focused, which is where Fit and Able got started. So what do you think that's going to be like?
Well, I think that's going to be like going home. the kids, the kids really have been an exciting part of our process. Especially last year, we had a kid that trained with us 15 years ago and came back with their own children to participate in our plunge, pedal, and plod triathlon, which is really exciting because it complements our belief that that it's a ripple effect. If somebody works out and takes care of themselves, that the people they love around them will start doing the same thing. So that was really terrific. Also, and we're going to be interviewing some of those people. Recently, actually, just yesterday, I ran into somebody that had a child in our programs that just again did a sprint triathlon that they did with us as a team member back in 2001 or 2002. So it's pretty exciting. So there are going to be some surprises for us, and we hope a lot of great information for you.
Yeah, and in addition to the Fit and Able Kids, we're going to have a show called Race Director 360. It's about event management, race management, and race timing. There's a lot of great races around here, and we want to get to share the experience of all those great event managers. And then we're going to have a show called Hey Coach, which is going to be interviewing not just coaches, but great athletes and what their experience like with their coaches. And many of those athletes have gone on to be coaches too. But you're going to be hearing more about those. We're going to be over the next 3 months. We're going to be launching a new show every month. I hope you're getting excited for it. We certainly are. And it's just to explore different areas of health and fitness and different ways people are involved in this whole industry. So that's going to be great. And I guess just to get down to some details about this show, though, we're going to be new episodes are going to come out bright and early every Wednesday morning. So it's going to be kind of like your midweek positive energy boost to try to help you get to the weekend. Hope this show's going to be about 20, 25 minutes long. Perfect time if you're running an errand, you're in the car, maybe you're driving to the gym, or you're at the gym and you're on the treadmill, and you just want some positive words to get you through that workout, or maybe even driving your kids to soccer or baseball practice. So it's a perfect time for that kind of for that drive or that activity. And again, back to who's going to be on the show. We have a lot of experts.
Yes.
Talk about some of the people we got coming up in the next few shows.
Well, and some of the first shows we have Brittany Curran coming up, who was a local swimmer, an excellent swimmer who went on to swim for the University of Tennessee, and her experiences and her family started the Triangle Aquatic Center, which now is training thousands of swimmers each year, as well as some Olympians, which is very cool. We have a physical therapist, Dr. Kevin Prue, who's talking about his experiences and how he ended up into sports physical therapy, who was also a collegiate player who played baseball, and how he ended up where he is, talking about being an injured athlete. So we want to look at every aspect of it. It's not all going to be Olympic music and gold medals. It's also going to be about the inspirational stories about how people dealt with the mountains in their life and climbed them. And some of them did it on their own, all of their own motivation. Some of them did it with help of others. But all these stories will help us become better athletes. And so I'm trying to think that we have so many people lined up that are going to be doing this, but we've got mothers talking about how their kids excelled in athleticism, and we've got people that promote healthy beverages and healthy food, and people that believe in different kind of dietary systems in order for athletic performance and for just general wellness too.
Yeah. So there's going to be really something for everybody.
Yeah.
Hopefully, no matter what, I think you're going to learn a little something from each person, each guest on the show. And, I think with a lot of health and fitness stuff, there's never one person who knows it all.
That's true.
And, there's so many different stories out there, different circumstances and different approaches to how they built, regained, or maintained their healthy lifestyle.
And who knows, you might be a story too.
Yeah, so we are definitely looking for people to be on the show, whether you're a health and fitness expert, wellness expert, coach, or just have an amazing, inspiring story. We definitely get in touch with us. We'd love to host you and spread your story, let other people learn from your experience. That would definitely be great for us, and I think it'd be great for the people listening to the show.
Yeah, and also if you're a health and wellness expert, we definitely would like to have you on the show to share your expertise and how you're helping other people be the best they can be.
Yeah. And I guess, another thing that's kind of unique about this podcast show is that you can get it in audio only or video. We know that people like different formats. It's just ways we learn and ways we like engaging with, other people.
Right.
So we are offering this podcast in video and audio. So if you're on iTunes, obviously you get the audio, but Facebook, YouTube, you can get the full video experience as well. No one's going to miss out on any of the great interviews. So
that's right.
We hope that just reaches a few more people.
Right. I personally prefer the video. Travis prefers the audio, and a lot of people were excited that we were going to have both. So we're really glad that we decided to do that kind of production where people had options. We thought it would give us greater reach.
Yeah, and for those of you who are really tech savvy, people who are up to date on all the new social media stuff, if you're familiar with the service called Periscope, we might even be trying to do some live video feed while we're recording these podcast episodes with the interviews. So if you're available during that time, you'll definitely be posting about it beforehand, so you can put it on your schedule. But you might be able to watch some of these interviews on a live feed, and so you don't have to wait, weeks or whatever it might be before the episode's processed and posted online.
Right.
So I think that's a cool thing. That's just a recent development in I guess the internet media world. That's kind of cool. So that's something to be looking out for too.
I'm glad he understands it.
And also on top of that, we're going to be developing so many other great resources now. We're going to be having more ebook resources. There's online guides to help you. We'll always have links in the show notes that you can download. Any resource or reference that our interviewees talk about. The first 3 we already have. There's already probably a half dozen books that have inspired them and helped them on their own journey. That you were definitely going to be sharing those resources with you, so you can benefit from them as well. And plus, so many other great things. It's hard to hold it all in, your mind at one time. It's just so much, but it's all going to be made available to you to help you have your own fit and able life. So, but speaking of that, what do you see? What is your definition of a fit and able life? Before we get into everyone else, that's the theme. Everyone else is what's the one question everyone answers is, what do you believe a fit and able life is?
Right.
So what is your definition of a fit and able life?
Well, my definition of a fit and able life is to be able to do all the activities within a day that you want to be able to do. And that age should not limit you, that gender should not limit you, and that you're able to be the best person you can be no matter what. Ideally, we think because that comes naturally. But to be the best person you can be takes planning and work. And so, like anything, so a fit and able life is, setting goals, whether they're physical or other goals, and being able to achieve those goals. How about you?
Well, I think first, though, we got to point out, doing everything you want to in a day, you got to recognize there are only 24 hours in a day, and you got to sleep some of those. So
that's my son talking to me.
So if your to-do list is a mile long, you might there might not be a level fit and able that'll let you get through all that between sunup and sundown. So yeah, my definition of a fit and able life, I think like most people, it is having the physical and mental ability, energy, and to do the things that things you have to do and things that you want to do. Obviously you only have so much time,
right?
And you want to use it to the best of your ability. And
I hadn't touched on that, but you're right, to have the ability to do things you have to do.
Unfortunately, there are a lot of things that you have to do. Exercise is one of them, so you might enjoy it, but it's something you have to do.
That's right.
And again, that goes to this is gonna be a full health. This is not just exercise. It's whole well-being. We are going to be doing like mental health too. That's a huge component in a lot of these other aspects, mind and body.
Right. And spiritual. It's spirit, mind, and body. And we're not experts on all these, so we're really fortunate that we have access to so many experts that are willing and able to address what we think are important topics. But the other thing is that we want you to be communicating with us about topics you'd like us to research.
Yeah.
And we think we don't know everything, and we don't know everything you want to know. And so we are very open to suggestions from folks like yourself to say, hey, how about this? And there are going to be things that people are going to ask us, as we know from our coaching experience, that we don't know. And one of the things that I like best about our how we manage things is we'll say, if we don't know something, we say we don't know, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
But we'll get the person that does know. And so please share with us your questions, your comments, and your time.
Yeah, your thoughts. Yeah. And we're going to have there's contact forms on our website. I'll put a link to that in the notes. Zip us an email if you have comments on the show. Things you think we can improve, things you'd like to see, great. If you have a question you'd like us to answer, we definitely want to hear that. And again, if you're have some expertise or a great story that you'd like to share. A lot of people aren't comfortable sharing some of their stories because it's a very personal. It can be a rather vulnerable experience, but if you're comfortable with that, we'd certainly love to have you. So again, there's going to be a link to a way to contact us, and
that's right.
So, anything else you want to say about what to expect, or?
No, I think this is going to be a very organic show, and we're going to be doing things, but it's only going to get better with your input.
Yeah, and it's definitely it's a Team Fit Enable.
You're part of the team now. If you're listening, you're part of the team. Welcome.
And so and one way to make sure you are fully engaged part of the team is if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. That way, when we post a new video, you get instant notification. If you're listening to us on iTunes, please subscribe to the iTunes show.
Right.
That way you don't even have to do any work. You hit subscribe, and iTunes does the rest.
That's right.
And it goes straight into your phone or your lap, however you listen to your music or your podcasts. And also you can subscribe to our email newsletter. So many ways to stay up to date on what Fit Enable's doing with the podcast and other shows.
Right.
And again, please, if you like what we're doing, again, comments. If you're not, please leave reviews. Please leave comments. We'd love to know what you need, and that's if you don't tell us, we won't know. So please leave comments. Please leave reviews. Please be nice. We do have feelings. But we want to make this a good experience for you as well.
Yeah, we don't want our little hurt feelings.
We're race directors, so we have some pretty thick skin.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But again,
soft hearts. We really love our athletes.
Yeah. And so again, we're really excited about this. Again, it'd be just a reminder. Each podcast we have is going to have one show a week. We'll release them different days, so you don't just get a flood of emails and new episodes. We don't overwhelm you, but one show a week. Each one's going to be about 20, depending on the show and the format, 20 to 30 minutes. Maybe more if we get a really awesome talk going. We're not going to cut anyone off.
That's right.
And something to look forward to every week for you. So, and hope it's really helpful to you.
Exactly. And welcome. We're so glad you're listening to us, and so glad you're willing to share this journey for folks to be fit and able.
All right. So again, thank you. Welcome to a Fit and Able Life and the Fit and Able podcast. And we look forward to seeing you on our next episode.
Take care.
Hey, thank you for listening to our introductory episode. As you can tell, we are very new to this. But, speaking of those ebooks, we got our very first one. You find a link in the notes. It's a 101 healthy living tips or things you might already know but need reminding of. Please check that out. It'll also help you sign up for our email newsletter if that's how you prefer to stay in touch. But before we go for this episode, I want to leave you with a few clips of us asking our team what they think a Fit and Able life is. You're going to see some very good, some funny answers from kids and adults. Again, thank you for listening to our show, and we look forward to seeing you next episode. Go.
Hi, I'm Coach Elisa, and I want to know what Fit and Able means to you.
Fit and Able means to me always being sore from workouts. Yeah.
It means to me to go for a long distance without giving up.
Being fit and able is being able to set your fitness goals and achieve them at any age.
To me, being fit and able is to be able to go any distance without giving up.
Fit and able means to me to run Sunday, Wednesday, and Saturday, and be able to run whenever you feel like.
Well, I joined this program. I wanted to spend more time with my kids, so I do that, and I get out to participate with them as opposed to a lot of other sports where I just sit and watch them. So this has been an excellent program for me. I've seen results from it. I feel better, and I would encourage any parent out there to definitely do the same. Get out there and not only just watch your kid, but participate with them.
So to me, fit and able means being strong, and that if I train hard, that I can achieve any goal. And so it's been a great opportunity to be in this program and spending time with my son and watching us both improve.
It means you're healthy and have good physical abilities.
It means that you've accomplished something.
To me, it means being healthy, but also getting very sore after a lot of running.
It means being healthy and in shape.
It means getting out at all the great parks around here, being outside, having fun.